Many people will be deciding to get fitter, live a more healthy lifestyle. Here to give us all a helping hand from Keys Australia, physiotherapist Tim Dettman. Happy New Year, Tim.
Happy New Year to you too, Tim.
Starts with such extraordinary expectation, doesn't it, the new year?
It does. But I think at this time of the morning on New Year's Day, if you're up and you're watching Sky News this morning, then you've probably been quite healthy on your New Year's Eve, so you're off to a very good start anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's pick apart a few of the ideas going ahead, because people genuinely do want to start a new year afresh. What about various forms of fitness? What about lifting weights?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a really big trend in 2023, because it's been coming for a couple of years, that we're going to move away from lifting weights for aesthetics and we're going to start lifting weights for health. So that's to avoid chronic disease, avoid diabetes, to treat your arthritis, to treat your back pain. So the average gym goer is going to shift from a 25-year-old wearing a small singlet or maybe some lycra to my 65-year-old mum who wants to play tennis twice a week, and she knows the best thing she can do for her quality of life is lift weights.
And that my wife's a physio as well, but she always talks to me about the core, and that's where a lot of that comes from as well. Eh?
Yeah, exactly right. And if we could get more people partaking in strength training type exercise, then they'd be able to go and do their other activities. They'd be able to go and walk and cycle and play golf, because they're strong around their core, they're strong in the rest of their body, so they can go and do those activities, no problems at all.
Now, should we run, walk, cycle, or all of the above? Obviously, we need to complement any weightlifting with cardio exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's going to be a big trend there this year as well, Tim. We've spoken a lot about high intensity interval training over the last couple of years, and it's great and it's really good, but it's highly intense, which makes it a little bit uncomfortable. So I think the trend this year will be zone 2 exercise, which is basically at about 70% of your maximum heart rate. Or a really good example is that you can hold a conversation while you're partaking in it. So that's my recommendation to anyone who's cycling or running or swimming, is slow it down. Slow it down a little bit. You're less likely to get an injury, and your aerobic system will benefit from it hugely.
What about the whole idea, looking at the dinner plate? This is obviously one of my big issues, is to pause once you've had a decent meal before you start slamming into seconds.
Well, I'm a physiotherapist, not a life coach.
I know you're not,
but I reckon
I'm asking for help. I'm looking for help here.
But I reckon in 2023, if we all slowed down just a little bit, whether that be at the dinner table, at work, or in our exercise, it'd probably be a really good thing for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just chuck that one in. Now, what about online workouts? Because this is very popular around my house with the kids.
Yeah, hugely. And COVID has accelerated this. The technology that we now have available is huge. And I think that we're going to see really big growth in things like Peloton and Echelon and those subscription bikes and strength training services. But you'll also see it in niche areas like surfing is a really good example. The Surfer's Roadmap or Wave Key are online subscription services where you can learn how to exercise specifically to benefit your sport. It just makes sense that that's going to grow this year.
And it's all tied in, isn't it? Physical health, mental health, brain health.
Yeah, I think as soon as Thor starts talking about exercise for his brain health, people stand up and listen. And what we want to see in 2023 is exercise is great for people who've got depression or who've got anxiety type symptoms, but exercise is actually really good to prevent those things as well. Plays a preventative role in many chronic diseases, Alzheimer's, dementia, depression, anxiety, all of those. So when people are looking for motivation for their New Year's resolutions, they should be thinking about their brain. And exercise makes you smarter. People who exercise have bigger brains than people who don't exercise, Tim, and I think that's pretty good motivation to get out there on New Year's Day and go for a run or go for a walk.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. How important is sleep?
Yeah, huge. And haven't we spoken a lot about sleep in the last couple of years? What we're going to talk about this year is not quantity, because some of us are into work very early on New Year's Day, but we're going to talk more about quality. And I think you're going to hear a lot of people talking about light, because light plays a huge role in sleep. As the sun goes down, your body starts producing melatonin, and that's what gives you a really good sleep. So get off the devices, wear some blue light blocking
Yeah.
glasses potentially, and when you get up in the morning, get into the lights
Yep,
as soon
get
as you
into it.
can as well.
All right, brother. Thanks so much for coming in, Tim, on New Year's Day. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on your healthy start in at work. First thing New Year's Day, you're well ahead of most Australians, I think.
Trying hard. This is Weekend Edition. Thank you, Tim.